Equalizer rhythm. On the mountain, on the island, in the river. On the mountain, on the island, in the river. On the mountain, on the island, in the river. That's where I'm from. That's where I'm from. That's where I'm from.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Artventures. It's been 9 episodes that you guys been checking out, hopefully. All my different travels and art activities. So for this 10th episode of the series, I decided to do it about Montreal, my own home base where I live, and it's not really traveling, but it might be a place you don't know, so I'd love to tell you about it. Montreal is an island in a river, and what I understand, it's a volcanic formation, so it's like a volcano that never erupted. So in that way I feel it's like an island that has like a lot of energy.
But I think it gives it extra, you know, like interesting vibes. It makes it more interesting to live here for me, because the French brings another energy than the English, and I really love it for that reason.
Montreal, there's a lot of things I love. I mean, endless festivals in the summer, just so much to do. You can never possibly get it all in, but you get what you can.
Montréal, c'est une ville super créative, c'est une ville accueillante, c'est une ville bilingue. Dans le fond, la plupart des gens parlent et français et anglais, à quelques exceptions près. Là.
They're quite a fun culture, you know, like I would compare them a lot with like Latinos. They're very much just want to have fun and have a good time and enjoy life. Sometimes not in the healthiest ways, but you know, they're a happy bunch and I'm happy to live within them. You know?
But I love it mostly because it has a very high level of culture. People are very nice here. It's not a mega-sized city that I'm intimidated in it. It's kind of like a little village. There's a lot of great artists here.
It's also a city of dreamers, lots of artists, lots of musicians.
It's a fucking awesome city, especially when it's beautiful weather like this. Thriving art scene, lots of artists, lots of creativity, lots of diversity.
Oh, Montreal has definitely a huge, vibrant art scene. There's a lot of talented artists, which is good because when there's that many talented artists in a place, you really want to try double hard to cause an impression on people. You don't want to just get lost in the masses of talented artists. You want to like shine. So I feel like I gotta work, you know, really hard to be the best artist I can in this kind of city. Montreal is an island with a lot of energy, intense energy for good and for bad sometimes too. People get really depressed here in winter, but you know, it's good to just catch the positive wave of creation of Montreal and then use that for, you know, whatever you do, your music, your art, etc.
What a big occasion, that grand exposition. What a big occasion, that grand exposition. Over 70 nations doing their part, with exhibits and amusement to thrill your heart.
One of my favorite spots to skate in Montreal is the Big O, which is the Olympic Stadium, that beast behind of me right now.
From the month of April to...
The pipe is a tunnel that was built for the Olympics of '76. The Olympic torch was going to go through it, but then years after, skaters just discovered it to be like awesome for skating. It's not necessarily easy to skate, but it's really fun once you can get its angles and its mystic flow.
The world and its people, and all their spectacle, assembling together to greet one another. Where so many true life stories are told of people and their customs throughout the world. Expo 67, as you can see, is an incentive to peace and tranquility. As the venue is Montreal, Canada.
Expo 67.
From the month of April to October.
Expo 67.
What a magnificent grandeur for everyone.
Expo 67.
Okay, Barry Walsh is one of the best skaters that I know. He's an old school, legendary Montreal skater that I met at a block party, and he's been one of my best friends here. And yeah, he's been skating the Big O for as long as I know. He's just a rad dude. Expresses his creativity through so many things.
Sunshine in all its glory, lovely beaches, oh what a story. We invite tourism from far and near to improve the standard year after year. Loving, peaceful and kind, that's the way we are. Trinidad, Tobago and Grenada. I say the venue is Montreal, Canada.
Expo 67.
From the month of April to October.
Expo 67.
A magnificent grandeur for everyone.
Expo 67.
Come now everybody and let's have fun.
Expo 67.
The Montreal skate scene is pretty fantastic. Very East Coast, very raw. Everybody seems to know everybody, and everyone's mellow, really down to earth. And it's fun to skate. It's you can get from one end of the city to another in like an hour, and there's spots everywhere. And honestly, it's pretty damn sick.
Our lovely nation will do its best, extending true love and wishing success. Yes, but before all is said and done, we wish a happy Expo to everyone. You know the venue, Montreal, Canada.
Expo 67.
From the month of April to October.
Projet 45, c'est un projet do-it-yourself, c'est-à-dire un projet fait par les riders, pour les riders, financé par les riders, construit à la main.
So I'm really into geeky things like collecting action figures, comic books, and old school video games. So this summer I got really lucky when the Science Museum had a super fun video game exhibition.
You ain't artsier than me, cause you got sideburns in a vintage tee. I said you ain't artsier than me, cause you pluck a guitar, that ain't fucking bizarre. You ain't artsier than me, cause you live in Los Feliz, bitch, you ain't Jesus. You ain't artsier than me, I got a colorful vocab, watch the low jazz.
And of course, I can never miss my local Comic-Con, cause it's so fun.
Couldn't be. Check this out. You ain't artsier than me, cause you got sideburns in a vintage tee. I said you ain't artsier than me, cause you pluck a guitar, that ain't fucking bizarre.
It's a plunger!
Well, my wife Valerie and me moved into this apartment a couple years ago. We're super stoked here, and now that I'm finally getting to a more comfortable position in my career, I've been able to hire her as my assistant. So for the last couple months, since we got back from Belgium, she's been assisting me in the studio and helping me do things like she'll gesso a canvas, she'll help me with computer layout, Photoshop work, because I got a lot of commissions and a lot of duties in my hand, and sometimes it keeps me from making art. So if I have some assistant, especially my beloved one, and I can free her from Babylon bullshit, you know, duties and jobs, then, you know, I'm winning double.
I now get to live the dream life I always wanted to live. I get to help him do art, I get to be his assistant and learn Photoshop, I mean, all these computer things. So we're a great team because we both have talents that one or the other does not have. So we're complementing each other, and that's very good too.
Water from this well, water from, don't go stealing water from this well, water from this well.
I think when Montreal has a very interesting food culture because it has both extremely bad, greasy, unhealthy foods, just like poutine, burgers, meat, you know, all the super heavy foods. And then there's like a movement that's organic and raw. The place where you can get this food, like the raw, living, organic food in Montreal, would be, for example, at Santillan Market. You have alfalfa, and you have some stands at the market too who will provide you with organic food.
You can never have enough kale. Eat your kale, guys.
We need to eat what nourishes us, not what's going to destroy us. Our bodies are not garbage bags. So we really need to be more conscious of what we eat. And I suggest raw, organic, living foods in abundance.
So for me, music's super crucial in my life, both for my spirit and also for my creativity, because I really couldn't do the art that I do without music influencing it. My preferred way of collecting this music is in vinyl, simply because it's just analog and real. It's a piece of plastic with a needle. It's just, I don't know, I like its realness and physicality and its sound. And I love collecting it and hunting for it and listening to it.
You're born to do something, and that thing that excites you, you just want to do it all the time, and you get good at it, and hopefully you can make a lifestyle out of it, and you know, and not be broke. So that's like, I guess, like the goal for every human, to do something in their life that you love, and be able to live off it. You know, if you can do that, sweet, you won the game of life.
Hey yo, I heard they freak beats in MTL.
We're working on murals on the doors and drawing on the table, positive drawings, so the students have to create some image that for them represent positive or happy moment.
We wear sneakers and she wears heels.
I have Chris in the school to be able to work with the student and be present and answer the student question. It's great because we're closing the circle of learning for the students, so they see the whole process of learning about the history, seeing some artwork, and then finally closing the project by doing projects that are influenced by a specific artist like Chris.
His art is psychedelic, spiritual, and very colorful. Chris Dyer paints everything from skateboards to huge murals. His work, he says, is all about positivity and people. Here is Christine Long with What's On.
In Montreal, Chris just completed this mural at 5500 St. Hubert, and there's a few others around town you've probably seen.
Kick up dust, you could trust the three of us to bust true to Earth's crust. I must enforce my force, of course. You need to cry for help because I'm fast like a quarter horse. In the late night or afternoon rhymes, in the daytime, it's never playtime. I creep up on your village or sector, change your vector, your angle, the complex rap erector. Swallow your mic to the stage and grab the microphone. You're likely to zone the fuck out, your mic's blown. My shit's clear like mountain spring water. You better start reaching for that nickel-plated ink blotter.
I see them suckers turning yellow like they were struck by jaundice. It'll be a cold day in hell before them fools get on this. Tactician, I make you moves that blur your vision. Some try but come up dry like hair that's not conditioned. Why they risking their well-being saying they feeding false information to my peeps that I've been seeing for X amount of years, and yo, we never had no static. Them big yap kids, they need to break like a bad habit. Silly rabbits trying to get they rep up, bound to get wrecked up when this verbalist decides to step up. Yeah, what's your function? Mine's to hit you like percussion. Some need to think twice before they coming in and rushing.
Yes, y'all. Yes, you know we don't stop. It be the Shades of Culture crew making it hard on your block. Yes, y'all. You know we never quit. It be the Shades of Culture crew with the Shades of Culture.
We keeps it nice with this mic device. Some need to think twice if they don't think we precise. Take our advice and start adjusting your sights. Say yo, we take it to the mics when reality bites. We keeps it nice with this mic device. Some need to think twice if they don't think we precise. Take our advice and start adjusting your sights. Say yo, we take it to the mics when reality bites.
Yo, here comes the revolution and the dark shade. With the rap attitude to never get afraid. out. You're laid out in a box, not yet. You're never too young to die. Wanna bet?
Well, Montreal has a lot of festivals, and I like them happening even if I'm not attending them because they're just right there outside at your doorstep. But my favorite one would be, I guess, Montreal Festival, because it's like, 10 days of everybody's out in the streets doing art non-stop, and I love that.
Montreal, staircases spiraling up, a tiptoe to my first residence.
Well, Mural is a public art festival that it's the third edition this year in 2015. It's really awesome to give art to people in order for them to actually appreciate it more and question themselves. If they don't like it, why don't I like it? If I like it, well, who's that artist? What about that technique? How did he do that? How can I learn more about this?
Summer is over, so this is the end of the episode. Thanks for following us around on these Artventures. Next episode is New York, so I hope you join us back. Till next time, peace.